I mean, this is how you know it's an Narcissa DeVille video because I'm fanning myself. Hello! Oh my god, I have missed doing this. I have missed making videos for YouTube. So here's the deal, right? I could go into a whole spiel about like where I've been, what's been going on. I mean, obviously, I think in my last video, I kind of talked a little bit about it, but basically I've just been, really kind of not great about keeping up with this. No, I don't like that. Let me put these back down. I kind of came to a decision this week when one of my friends from work just started watching my YouTube videos and they really, really enjoyed them. And I said, I want to get back into doing YouTube. I love YouTube. It's so much fun for me. But, I'm just, my biggest issue right now is like, have, I've been doing all this scripted content. I've been doing all this educational content, which is great and fun. And I enjoy that. But it's not allowing me to really like make a lot of content because I'll do this whole script and then I'm like, now I gotta film this. Now I gotta do this whole big production. So I think I'm gonna lean more towards non-scripted content again. I've been really, really like, and the stuff I watch on video, and the stuff that I tend to watch on YouTube tends to be unscripted. So like, why am I going to take all this time to write my own scripts and then, I never make the video because it's so much work to like, you know, write the video, then film the video, and then if there's other characters, you have to get into a whole new makeup. It's a whole other shoot day. It's like it becomes a full like movie production, which is great if you have that kind of time and that kind of energy, but I don't always, and ultimately it just stops me from making videos. So instead, I wanted to go back to my roots, as it were, of like just making kind of more unscripted content and just having fun with that. So that is what I'm going for. Kind of a few things I wanted to update you guys on. If you don't know already, I have started a brand new blog. I've been posting about it on my Instagram. I decided I wanted to do for this year, I wanted to write love letters to butches and studs because I mean, obviously, everything I do, I think, is a love letter to butches and studs. Like, that's my whole persona. That's why I, dress like this, is why I do what I do. That's what this whole channel is now. There's been many channel shifts. We won't go into those right now. That's for a different video. But there's been many channel shifts. I've been doing this now. I just realized I've been doing this for 5 years. I started this in 2017, right before I went to DragCon. And it was so, so exciting to go to DragCon. I still want to go to another one. But anyway, that's it. See, this is another reason why I like to be scripted, is because I will go on 20 different tangents and then be like, what the fuck was I talking about? So bear with me. Gonna be kind of like a different vibe than, my traditional content where it's, very scripted. I started doing these love letters because I wanted to talk about butches more. I had written occasional love letters that I mostly kept to Tumblr, and I was like, you know what? I want to make this a whole big thing. I want to make this a year-long thing. I want to make this like, this is a production. So, yeah, I started doing that at the beginning of the year, and I have written 21 love letters so far. Probably by the time this is uploaded, there will be more, but just 21 as of filming because it's the 21st. It's very, very fun. I will say it's also it can be challenging. Like it's a writing exercise, I think, too, because I'm like having to come up with them. I've come up with a few like the night before, like at 3 a.m. because I'm not asleep anyway. I've been doing kind of like a lot of different projects. I've been writing a new book, which has been very, very exciting, but it kind of, because of my work schedule, I am now like getting off at 11 my time. So thankfully I don't go in till later. But it does mean that like, there's all my time to write has to be either early in the morning or past like the evening time, which is not always I actually, you know what? I think it works better for me. I'm going to be honest because I am more of a night owl anyway. I feel like I am more productive at night. I don't film at night because obviously I don't live in like a house where I can, film at night and it's not a big deal. Can I just say too, I am obsessed. This is a side note to the love letter thing. I'm obsessed with my makeup today and this whole like vibe that I'm giving. I actually put on lashes too, which is like a rarity for me, but I love it. I love this like Valentine's dress. So yeah, I've been working on these love letters. It's so, so much fun. I'm really, really enjoying it. I really feel good about it. And so yeah, I'm just going to continue that through the year. Obviously, I mean, I don't have the love letters pre-planned out. I don't actually have the love letters pre-planned out. I think that is something that, I mean, I schedule them in advance and sometimes I have like a few days scheduled in advance, but I'm not like, I know what every love letter is going to be. I have like all these ideas. I'm kind of just going as I feel. So like today's love letter was all about yearning and the experience of like being someone who really, obviously wants to be in a relationship and is yearning for that love and affection and all of that. And that is something that I was just feeling at 3 a.m. last night. So that's how I did that. I have decided, obviously, for Valentine's Day, that's the Femme High Holy Day. So I have to do something like extra special about it being the Femme High Holy Day. But like everything else is not pre planned, it is not done in advance. I'm doing it like as I come up with ideas. So, but I'm very, very excited. I'm trying to do more short form content too. I want to do like more TikTok. I don't know why I said that in quotes. I'd like to do more TikToks, YouTube shorts, all that fun stuff. I've been doing a lot of different things. I've been working on different things. I'm working on knitting a cardigan. I'm working on DIYing stuff, painting stuff. I'm having a lot of fun doing creative and artistic stuff. And I kind of want to bring that to YouTube a little bit more. I want to do more than just what I've been doing, basically. And I feel like for me, um, it's just more fun if I do like this kind of content where it's just me talking about things, talking about what I'm feeling, what I'm into, vibing, just all that kind of stuff. Because that is content that I like to see on YouTube. So why isn't that content that I'm making on YouTube? Like I just end up not making anything because I'm so like in this like, oh my God, I have no like script, or I do have a script and I don't want to film it all. Like I can still talk about things. So one of the things I wanted to talk about too, and this is like, I guess an aside from the rest of it, is I've been thinking about this a lot. And for me, it is so, so important. And the reason I'm so like vocal about my love of like butches and studs and masculine identified, like not necessarily lesbians, not necessarily women, sapphics, I usually say, because I think that's like a good coverall. The reason I talk about that so much is because, a lot of times they don't get to see that love. They don't get to see that affection, especially like outside videos like this. And that's really sad to me. And I was having a conversation with one of my friends who was, grew up more of like a tomboy, and like their experience with that and their experience like being told like that is not okay. And I related so hard to that because before I realized I was trans, I had so many experiences where people in my life were like, you know, my femininity was a bad thing. My femininity was a problem. And I got it from both sides. And I think that's something butches and studs can relate to, is like you get it from both sides. Like, straight people are like, "Oh, you're so girly and feminine, that's bad." But then gay people, when someone is a feminine gay man, they're like, "That's wrong. That's setting us back. That makes us all look bad." You know, and that's the same thing that butches and studs hear all the time. And so, I related to that on such a personal level as someone who grew up, being told like, okay, this is what you are. You are a boy. That's what's assigned to you. That is what you are. That is your lane. Stay in it. And kind of realizing like, I don't really feel that. I don't really vibe with that idea of who I am. And obviously it's a lot more like I wasn't not a boy, I'm a woman. this is the other thing is you can't see like the silly side of me when I'm scripted. You can't see like the fun, like, because I'm cutting all that shit out. Unless it's like funny that I keep it in, but most of the time I'm cutting it out. So, my God, I thought my hand had makeup on it. I love this. I made this like bracelet with like pink pearl. I didn't do it quite right. It's my first time, but you know, just trying new things, having fun. I'm upset. Can I just say too? I know, again, another tangent, talking about 20,000 things. I'm obsessed with my. Did I already say that? See, this is why I have to, at the very least, have like an outline for what I want to talk about, because otherwise I will just be all over the place. Or I need a producer. I need like both, I think. Has anyone else been watching season 15 of Drag Race? Because I have, and I am living. I was a little bit nervous in the beginning because the way they did the like Meet the Queens, it was like 12 girls who were all kind of in the same outfit. And I was like, oh, I don't know about this. A lot of these girls look like they're given the same like energy. I don't know about this. And then when it was like actually like sitting down with the queens, getting to know their personalities, I was like, oh, actually, this is going to be so much fun. I'm so excited. I will say I kind of miss when I used to do Drag Race reviews. Those were really so much fun. I really, really miss that. I miss doing that. I don't think I would do it again. I think the fandom is like, I don't know, it's a little bit different now, and I don't think I would do that again, but I do kind of miss that like vibe of making videos specifically reviewing Drag Race. Those were some of my best received videos, certainly. But I was doing it back in like the All Stars days, like All Stars 3, excuse me, let me be more specific. And that was like a whole different Drag Race world. So I don't know, but I've thought about that. I've thought about how much I miss that. The show has really given me like so much love for it, and I feel like it's opened my, my own makeup and my own love of makeup. And it's so funny because someone made a post on Tumblr, and as usual, any Tumblr post just kind of becomes my entire identity at this point. And I think it always makes good YouTube content. Not like in a, I'm going to expose this thing about Tumblr. It's more of like a, this is something that like resonated with me and now I want to talk about it and make it a longer thing. Someone made this post that was basically like, femmes do femininity like drag queens do femininity. And I was like, oh my God. Like it just like blew my mind, spoke to something so deep inside me. Because like, I mean, come on. I mean, look at me. This is, baby, mama, this is drag. Like, like that is it. And that's not a bad thing. It's like the whole point of drag is like this is femininity on steroids. Most people in their real life aren't going to dress like this. They're not going to look like this. This isn't their vibe. But when you are someone who, and I'm doing this too explicitly for this vibe, this look, this aesthetic, this, who I am, this being is explicitly for butches and studs. It's not for anyone else. It is not for men. And what I kind of love is I think about like, I don't know if you all remember this. Do you remember in the early 2000s when every guy and his grandmother was about that whole like, well, I like women who don't wear makeup, but the pictures they showed were like women in like the no makeup, and that was like the whole bit. Everyone was into the no makeup. I'm kind of glad that seems to have died, or maybe I just followed different people that I don't see that as much, because the no makeup thing to me is nonsense. I am trying to look like I got makeup on. Like, I'm not trying to look like I don't have, like, why? What is the point of doing all the effort to just be like, I'm going to put on a nude eye and call it a day? Like, really? That's what mm-mm. No, I am trying to look like I am wearing makeup. I am made up, done. Because otherwise, what is the point? You know what I mean? And like I will admit, in the beginning of my makeup journey, when I was much, much younger, when I was a baby tran, I, I didn't do a lot of makeup, but a lot of it was because I didn't feel comfortable, because I have like kind of smaller eyes and very hooded eye. Is it hooded or I don't know what exactly my eye issue is. I don't know if it's hooded or low or small. It's small, but there's a lot of different issues with my eyes. Anyway, I don't know what specifically it is, but there's just something where like, I always felt kind of like self-conscious about my eyes. And so I didn't do eye makeup for a long time, where I would just cover my lids. I'm doing like garage doors over here. And then it became a thing where I realized like, oh, actually, if you put on like a whole thing, there's ways to work with it and really make your eyes pop. Then for a long time, I didn't do blush because for me, I'm already pale and pink in the face. If I do blush, like, what am I putting on foundation for if I'm just going to put on blush? And then thanks to actually Gigi Good and seeing her ice cream look, I'll put it up here just so you can see it. That like made me say, oh, actually, I don't just have to have blush, just at the apples of my cheeks. I can have it wherever I want, and I get to make the decision of where that blush goes and what it looks like and how that all goes together. And that really changed the game for me. And it made me say, okay, this makes me want to do blush and more than just highlighter and do my eyes different. And so all of those little things grew into me realizing like, okay, my makeup aesthetic is like a beat. Like, I am not trying to look natural. I'm trying to look supernatural. I like my makeup to look supernatural. And like, there's nothing I think wrong with wanting your makeup to just be, natural or whatever, like non-existent. I just think it's kind of boring for me. For me, it's boring. I would rather not wear makeup than wear like a muted makeup. I want it to look like I am doing the most. And as a femme, that is how I speak my language as a femme. And I would like to do this more. I would like to do this as like something where, you know, I dress up more and I put on makeup more because I love it. I love the aesthetic. I love the look. I love doing all of it. The problem that comes in for me, I don't go anywhere. Like, I'm not, the unfortunate thing for me is like, I mean, I'm doing this because it's YouTube, and so I want to like look a certain way for YouTube. I've done no makeup looks. My mother has read me to filth for those no makeup looks when I've done YouTube. So like I want to bring a presence and an aesthetic and a vibe when I'm doing these YouTube videos. And so especially now, and like we can have a whole conversation. I think I've maybe one day I'm going to do a video. I've thought about this too, and this was originally going to be a scripted video. By the way, I don't think scripted videos are going to go away for me. I think I will still do them every so often, but I think I'm going to give myself the grace to just kind of film whatever I want, whenever I want, instead of doing this thing where I'm like, okay, I can only film if I have a script, if I'm, blah, 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 blah. I want to like have a little more like, kind of off the cuff things like this. Because I just think it's more interesting. I have so many, and this is the other issue too that I always find is like my channel has changed a lot over the years because I have so many different interests. I have so many different things that I love, so many different things that I enjoy. Like I loved doing videos where I was putting on my makeup. I loved doing Drag Race review videos. I, have filmed and never posted a video where I was knitting and like talking and, that kind of thing, because I think that would be kind of fun for me. I don't know if that'd be fun to watch, but it'd be fun for me. I'm trying to teach myself sewing. I'm trying to teach, there's all these things that I do that I would love to make into videos of just me like doing them and talking because it's just fun for me. I actually had a video I was trying to do as well of like, I've been doing a lot of DIY and painting on things and like painting on clothes and like customizing them and making them look different. I wanted to do a video about that, but that was really, really tricky and I didn't like it as much. And I was like, I don't know, I'm probably not gonna do this. It became too much work. And then I was like, I can only paint this when it's like on camera, and I don't really like that idea because that becomes like a whole other thing of like I can only paint this now or this time. So it's become a whole thing. Eventually I'll do like a lookbook type thing of like all the things I've DIY'd and all the things I've painted and customized and made look different. I think that'd be really fun. But I think in order for me to make more content and make more videos, I'm essentially going to have to go off script and just talk like this and just have conversations. And if there's something that like catches my eye or that I think about that I want to make a video about, I have to just like, okay, you know, you can have boom, 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 boom. You can have like an outline, but like a full script that I have to like wait for and read. And, you know, because I'm not memorizing these scripts. Like, I'm not that kind of girl. Like, I'm reading it, saying it, filming it, you know, going, reading the next line, do. So, you know, and it's very cumbersome. And editing is cumbersome. It's all very cumbersome. So it's not necessarily going to go away. I probably will do it again eventually, but for now I just want to do more videos like this, almost like video podcasts or like vlogs. Remember when vlogs were a thing? I know they still kind of exist, but I feel like now it's like either family vlogs or like, which I don't agree with, and that's a whole other thing. That could be a whole rant I miss doing rant videos too. People used to love my rant. See, this is just going 22 topics, but I really want to keep this gay. I really want to keep that the focus. So yeah, I'm just and of course, you know, if people have topics they want me to talk about, I will talk about those, answer questions, just kind of give vibes. But anyway, the main point of this particular video and the main point of like why I sat down to make this video, the reason I will continue to make videos talking about butches and studs and make posts about it and Instagrams and love letters and all of these things, the reason I do that isn't just because like, you know, hey, look at me, like see me. It's because I actually want butches and studs to feel seen. I want them to feel understood. I want them to feel as though there are people out there like myself who love them and adore them and, you know, want them to know they are visible and important and valuable and all those things that the world tells them they aren't, basically. I want them to see they are right as they are. So anyway, I think I'm going to call it here. That's such a weird outro for me because that's not how I usually do it. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like, comment down below, and subscribe. Tell me what you... Actually, you know what? I'm going to give you a comment challenge. If you are a butch, tell me your favorite thing about femmes. If you're a femme, tell me your favorite thing about butches. I have been feeling lately so incredibly grateful to be a lesbian, and specifically a lesbian who is attracted to butches and studs. And I think like I've just been, I can't even describe it. Like I've just been feeling so grateful and thankful that like I know this about myself and I've discovered this about myself. And yeah, it took me a minute, but you know what? Fuck it. I'm glad that I did. I'm glad that I know. And so yeah, so I don't know. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. And you know what? If anyone has a story of like growing up and not necessarily feeling seen, I'd love to hear that too, because I am happy to hype you up and send you all the love. So thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, stay devilish. Devilish, because it's my name.